So there are some things that the future generations are doing better, and there's some stuff they're missing. I believe. I don't know. What do I know? What do I know? I'm just saying. The the nature of the activity where the art lies, whether it's school, education, music, sports, math, art, science, they're grinding that. They're grinding that. Okay? So that starts at a young age because now we're saying if you want to be an athlete, if you want to be an artist, scientist, painter, musician, writer, you got to start at a young age and you can go headfirst into it and start performing the exact same way that professionals do. That's what we're saying. Whereas in my days, it didn't used to be like that. It didn't used to be like that. So we didn't experience all these techniques and skills and talents until into our adulthood. What we focused on was difficult, unnatural things. For example, you play music, you're gonna do scales and chords. You're gonna do scales and chords. You're not gonna play songs, you're not gonna play melodies. You're gonna do scales and chords. You're gonna do writing, you're gonna study the source. You're going to study the dictionary. You're going to study the language. You're going to study sentence structure. You're going to study the verbs and the adverbs and the adjectives and the nouns. You're going to study all of that. You're not going to actually write stories and make art. You play sports. Here's where I just realized sports is like it's quality today, but it's different. It's different. There's no aggression. We used to be aggressive and physical because everything we trained was difficult tasks. So for soccer, it's air control, air control. For hockey, it's shooting, passing, stick handling. It's not just skating and control. Skating and control is how you play the game. So everybody knows how to play the game, but they don't have that. Like Connor McDavid still has that stick handling. So Connor McDavid has that stick handling, that shooting. Austin Matthews has that shooting, that passing, that hitting, that aggression. So it's like scales, chords, structure, learning the knowledge of the components. So learning the knowledge of the components and then trying to master those components. Because we're playing the game, we're making the art, we're making the music, but it's lacking the punch, and that's why society is so soft. That's why society is so soft. It's not about your personality, your tastes, your likes, your interests, your flavors, your favorites. It's not about that. It's about your quality, and that has to be rooted in the unnatural, the unnatural. It can't just all be natural. It can't just all be natural. It's got to be unnatural. So, uh, it's got to be the stuff that you're not born with. Nobody can born juggling. Nobody can born doing scales. Nobody can be born doing chords. Nobody can be born knowing sentence structure and thesaurus. Nobody can be born knowing the different emotions, acting. No one can be born knowing these things. So in order to become a better professional and artist, you need to practice some of the unnatural. At least that's the way we did it. That's the way we fucking did it. And we didn't have all this game sense. We didn't have as much game sense, but we had talent that was like artificial talent. So it was like anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. As long as you try the difficult stuff and you fucking uh became good at the difficult stuff, you'd be able to handle yourself. You'd be able to handle yourself. I don't know if anyone's gonna fucking do this. I don't know if anyone's gonna do this, but it works. It works. It takes not a short time. It takes a good amount of dedication, but it you perform better. You perform better. That's why it's empty without that. It's empty without that. The movies, the music, the art, the fashion, the culture, the society, the childhood, the the art, the sports. It's like it's skillful. It's very talented and beautiful, but it's not it's not soulful. It's not soulful. It's beautiful and talented and flowing, but it's lacking the passion. The passion. So, and that came from doing the difficult, unnatural stuff. The difficult, unnatural, because that's all we did. We didn't know all this societal community and stuff like that. All we knew was practice the difficult stuff to become an expert, and that's what we did. But now people skip that and just go straight to the main course, But if you work on the difficult, unnatural stuff, it'll make you better. It'll make you better. All right. So, yeah.